Hey friends, welcome to the Friday check-in with Life Coach Jen. I'm so glad you're here. So first order of business, my podcast this week, it's episode 220. It was called Imposter Syndrome After Infidelity. And I think it's such a great topic because so many of us feel like imposters in our life, and especially after our spouse had an affair. And there's a lot of comparison. And I want to challenge you to decide that you are not an imposter in your own life, right? You are amazing and also sometimes not very amazing. And I think it's just a good idea to look at where you feel like you're an imposter and question it. Is it even true? So go listen to the podcast. I ask you lots of questions, and so you can do some introspection and see if it's an issue for you. I've been podcasting for a little over 5 years. I was in a mastermind, and the person I was doing the mastermind with, her name is Jody Moore. She has a very successful podcast called Better Than Happy, which I love. And it really got me to embrace coaching and learn what coaching was. And it literally changed my life. And at the time I was married. And so I pitched the idea to my husband. I said, let's do a podcast. And we did. We named the podcast Relationship because my great idea was I was going to show people that you could heal from betrayal and save your marriage. We did our podcast together for an entire year. And wow, that year I found someone to help us and we would record. I chose to do every Monday, I was going to release a podcast episode, and we did that. But during the entire time that we were podcasting together and my husband was telling me how much he loved me, he was cheating on me and with different people. I don't know all the details, but he was not being faithful. And here I thought we were rebuilding our marriage, and I was going to become a coach and help couples rebuild their marriage, and was so excited. This new phase for me because I was a stay-at-home mom before. We continued podcasting. About a year later, I realized I'm going to get divorced, but I didn't want to give up my podcast because I really wanted to still be a coach. I'd already certified in coaching, but I wasn't mentally able to coach anyone because I felt like such a mess. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to just continue doing my podcast. And I did. And I started doing it solo. And I must say, some of those first podcast episodes are rough to listen to because I was practically on the verge of crying through the entire podcast. I wasn't ready to tell people that I was getting divorced because I hadn't told my kids yet. And so I was still pretending. But eventually I did. I started sharing more and more about my story, about betrayal, about divorce. And so for every Monday, for a little over 5 years now, I have released a podcast. And it's been a labor of love. It's been a very healing journey for me because I felt like I had lost my voice in my marriage and in my life, and I found my voice again. And I really have loved it. And I've at times brought on guests, which I love doing. I'm getting better at interviewing guests. It's learning and growing as I go. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I hope it's helped you. That is my main goal of why I wanted to do my podcast, is give free help to people that are experiencing betrayal and divorce so they can feel that they're not alone. And my podcast over the years, it's changed names. This is the third change. I went from Relationship 411 to I Had a Dream One Night. I have dreams. I've had lots of interesting experiences with dreams, but I just decided I knew I needed to change the name, and I came up with Happily Even After. And I loved it so much that I'm like, that's the name of my podcast. That's going to be the name of my coaching business. And so I just went with that. But I realized the algorithm, people don't know what that means. And so I really wanted people experiencing betrayal. So the first of this year, I added the word betrayal, Happily Even After Betrayal. And I think more people can find me now. That's why I made that change. And so I've had some iterations, but the thing that's been consistent is every Monday I release an episode and I talk about betrayal and divorce and parenting and all sorts of things. So thank you for listening to the podcast. I hope it's been helpful. That's my goal. Every time I think of a podcast topic is like, is this going to help someone? And if it doesn't help any of you, it always helps me. But it's grown. 50,000 downloads may or may not seem like a lot to you. It feels really exciting for me. So thanks for participating in my celebration. Another thing I wanted to talk about is sometimes sometimes people are like, what is a coach? We all know what a therapist is, but what's a coach? I am specifically a betrayal coach. So I help you in the healing journey from betrayal. And I've done lots of certifications. I've taken lots of classes. I'm always learning and reading and growing and trying to become the best version of myself so I can help each of you. And so with coaching, it's an investment. And some of you, that feels scary to invest in yourself, or you feel like you don't have the money for it or whatever. Most people just aren't sure. So that's why I am doing this reset for August and have such a great opportunity to work with me. We're going to work together in 2 different sessions for 2 hours, as well as you get access to my Voxer, which is an app that you can message me anytime and have on-demand coaching, which I think can really help you. And especially the specific thing we're going to be working on is stop ruminating about the affair, because you can literally drive yourself crazy and stay stuck in rumination for years and decades. And that's a miserable place to stay stuck in, because your brain thinks that by you thinking about the affair 24/7, that's keeping you safe, but it's not. It's keeping you stuck. That's what this August reset, Stop Being a Detective, is all about. And so I hope that you sign up for it and do it. It will change your life. This one thing that you might be stuck on could literally change everything for you. And I hope you give it a try. I'm going to put the link down below so that you can sign up for it. I don't have lots of spots. If you're interested at all, I would hop on and check it out and see if it's something that you would like to try. I know it works because I've done it myself. This is how I stopped my ruminating. And I ruminated for way longer than I needed to because I didn't have the tools. But now I have the tools and I'm sharing with you the tools. Anyways, the offer ends August 31st in about 10 more days. So make sure that if it's something you're interested in, please sign up for it. I'd love to be your coach. Anyways, have a beautiful day. I think school started for a lot of people. It's been hot here in Utah. I don't know what the weather is like where you live, but stay safe. Drink lots of water. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Get some rest. No, you are not alone and you don't have to do this alone. Anyways, have a great day. See ya.